We're rolling.
These right there. Okay, we'll put it.
Okay, so now that I have everything ready, I'm gonna do the final wash. And the final wash will be done with an elastomeric material, either polyether or PVS. Depending on the material we're using, we need to use the tray adhesive according to the material. If we're doing vinyl, polysiloxane, or PVS, we have to use the tray or the adhesive for this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go all around one coat to the, how do you call this part right now again, guys?
The intaglio.
Intaglio, right?
And go over the borders onto the buckle a little bit.
Make sure.
Now with a patient, you wouldn't do it this way. The
Right.
patient, you got to pour the material off
Thank
in
you.
a mixing cup and then use another brush.
Why? Because this went already to the patient's mouth, right? So if I'm doing this, then I re-dipping. It's like double dipping on the nachos in the Super Bowl, right? Nobody likes double dipping. Or on the guacamole, right? Now I have an even Steven coat.
Nice and thin.
Everywhere.
You don't want it thick.
No,
Just a
you-
nice thin coat.
You see? And you shake it. You either shake it or dry it out. And you will have somewhat sticky surface all over the place. Okay? Now that we have that, let me do the lower as well. Might as well you have both right now. At least the adhesive, you can do it at the same time. Then you leave it here to sit. Make sure you get it everywhere. Make sure you get it everywhere. And leave it there to dry out.
Now, don't put it back on your mannequin
No,
until
no,
it's
no.
dry, because then the adhesive will stick to your mannequin and your impression material is really going to stick.
Now, something very important right now. Everybody wake up. We need enough lubricant. We need enough saliva on my patient. If we don't do this step, you're gonna have to start all over again because this will get really stuck on the patient. Okay? Now it's nice and sticky, right? Then we go, follow me, Dr. Wally. We're going to the impression set where we have this very nice machine here that has, oh, this is a, how do you do this one? Oh, here. Oh, it's automatic. You get this out. You will get one of these mixing tips. Put it in here. Okay? And then close this and start dispensing. What's gonna happen is it's gonna push both of them, and you want to fill up your tray as I'm doing it here. I don't want too much of this, okay? I just want enough to cover this. Then with a tongue depressor, I'm gonna fill this part up. Remember, you just have to fill 1 millimeter all around, right? The more impression material you put, the more excess you will get, and the easier this tray will get locked. And you have to repeat it again. Now, on regularly on the patient's mouth, on a real patient, this never gets locked. But here, so I carry it here like this. Here's my patient. And how do I go? Just like as I am taking impression of the alginate. Remember, I go from the back, right, to the top, to the front. Press it down, right? As I'm pressing it, what am I doing? I'm border molding, right? Right now, I want to get rid of the excess of the material. Get rid of excess of the material. Right there.
True with mannequins. You know, mannequins don't gag, so that's another reason you don't overfill the tray.
Right. Imagine this going to the back of the throat, right, Wally?
And we don't really want to impress the uvula.
So we have now pretty much have taken all the excess out and we let it set. Okay, let it sit like this. What would we do in a real patient? We'll hold it like this, right? We'll have a patient border mold the areas, make me suck my finger in order to make this movement, right? We leave it there and we go to the lower. Sometimes if you guys want to team up in order to not wasting this many material, you can. Make sure you always have very well lubricated the mannequin. If you don't have it very well lubricated, it will get stuck in it. If you used it, it's probably drying out already. So you need to change it. Take it out, put a new one in, just like this. Faculty will be helping you out doing this part. Close it down and dispense.
Of course, here we already use our adhesive and it's nice and dry.
Again, I go with the tongue compressor and send it to the sides, which is the most important part right now, right? Well, not the most important part, one of the most important parts. I want to get a nice, even coat of this material all over the place. Okay? I don't want too much, because if I have too much, then it's gonna be all over my patient's mouth. You see how easy it is for me to handle it? I go again to the patient's mouth from the back to the front, and now this is where I need my rest. You see, my finger rest features I had. Okay, now that I have it like that, I'm gonna ask my patient to do wiper movements. You know, one side or the other, stick out the tongue as much as they can. And right now in my patient, just here, I'm gonna take out excess of the material. Inside of the mouth, you do not take excess of the materials, okay, until it's completely set. You take the whole impression out. Right now, because I need this to prevent from locking, I wanna take it out.
And we're trying to make it so we can break the seal underneath the impression material.
Right. We got it like that. So we got both impressions like this. I'll show you how to take them off. Cut!